All right, we're here with Zach and Lauren, and you guys have Banana Zakary and the Point Lookout Film Festival. We are back and live. It's been a long time. We're excited. I can't wait. I'll be in Long Island hanging out. Hope it's going to be nice out. But we're excited to have you guys back again.
Well, we're excited to be there. Point Lookout, first of all, love Point Lookout. It's one of my favorite towns in the world. So thrilled to just be going back there in general. And being included in the festival, obviously amazing. So thank you for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, so Banana Zakary, how did you come up with that?
This was it was conceived like mid-lockdown, mid-pandemic, and I mean, speaking for myself, I can probably speak for Zach. He can speak for himself. I was going crazy. I was going to absolutely bananas in my house, and I just needed to do something. So this is a little standalone short. It was designed to bring a little something silly, a little something funny, a little something sweet in a time where I really thought everybody could actually really just use a little distraction and a little bit of just escapism with a smile. So that's where this sort of came from.
And we all needed comedy around that time, you know.
It's true.
We still do. And Zach, and you shot it?
I did. I shot it. Yeah, I shot it.
Yeah, you shot it. How was that?
I don't think I was. It was fun. I mean, I'm used to being a one-man crew, and since we were doing it with the COVID restrictions, being a one-man crew was preferable for a lot of people. And we spread it out as much as we could, and you know, different locations, a couple outside spots. We actually shot in my apartment, which I don't do very often, but it worked out well because all our cast and crew knew us, so that helped out. Yeah, no, it was fun.
How is it going from, like, you know, a big production that you're on a big set and then doing a small crew, very, very small crew, or you and you and you?
Me and me and me again. Well, no one's telling me what to do, but I don't have anyone to do stuff for me either.
Yeah.
So
like, what about sound and stuff? How do you take care of that? You have to hang it up. You got to put it on something, or
I've got a little boom pole holder, and you know, stick into a C-stand. For the scene that we actually shot in this room, we were lucky. One of our actresses' boyfriends, who I'm good friends with, came by. I was like, "Hey, can I put you to work?" And he's like, "Sure." I had shot 1 or 2 films for him back in the day as well, so I was more than happy to help out. So that worked out well. But everything else was, you use a boom pole holder or wireless mics when appropriate.
That's true too. Yeah, wireless mics. What about in the bar? How do you shoot that?
I'm lucky. The bar owner's a good friend of mine. We had worked together for years, and I tried to shoot there once before, and World Cup happened, and my actress was sick, and that scene just got rewritten. So I had never had actually shot in there before. But he's just like, "Yeah, just come by, get the keys, no problem." You know, it was closed because of the pandemic. He was doing takeout, but not until later in the day. So I had, we had the whole morning to just do what we needed to do, and light it, set it up, find the breakers to turn off the fridge for sound, and there we go.
It was a huge help because, and Zach had the relationship with the guy who owned the bar, but people weren't bending over backwards to let you shoot. I mean, people were still very, very nervous about having any sort of contact with people or anything like that. So it really was a huge help. It was a godsend to be able to shoot there because we needed a bar. And like I said, I mean, a lot of people, even if it wasn't being used, they weren't happy to let you into the space because nobody knew what was going on. And people were very standoffish. So that was really great.
And where did you get the banana outfit from?
Pretty sure that was just an Amazon purchase. Fortunately, I have 7 of them already in my personal life. But
you should like get all different fruit and just do a continuation.
Right. I'm an ex-Fruit of the Loom dancer, but so I had that. That was fine. The gorilla suit was another thing, but yeah. So now I have a Halloween costume for the end of time. I can mix it up between being Tom Cruise and Top Gun or a banana. It'll alternate every year now.
Put something around it, like a glass, and say you're a banana split or something. You know?
That's right. Or you can accessorize the banana split for sure.
Or you could do it in a sequel. Same character.
That's true. That's true.
on a day you're like, oh, let's just make something.
Right. Well, I have a banana costume. What can we do with that?
Films have come from smaller ideas than that.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
So, I've seen it before. It got to play around a little bit, even though, still pandemic crazy stuff, but it did get to play in some live things, some online. Is there any other festivals coming up with it, or?
No, I think this might be it. I don't think we're waiting to hear from one, which we'll see. I don't know. It's in Greece, so I wouldn't really be going to that anyway. So this is probably the last one that I will be attending personally, regardless of whether we get into the next one or not. But this is kind of it. We're towards the end of the run on this one. It's been a lot of fun, but I'm ready to kind of do something new, move on a little bit.
Are you guys continuing with your other storyline and doing more of those, or are you going to do different characters?
Well, yeah. As a matter of fact, we are. As a matter of fact, today I was. After we're done here, I'm midway through another script of those. The timing's been so tough. I just got off like a 5-month gig, and Zach's been working like crazy. So the scheduling, which is always tricky, is even more so these days. But we're still plowing through, and I have every intention of hopefully getting it up on its feet soon. So I was on the phone with Laura. She's all on board. Rob, Miranda, Erica. Hopefully Zach is not going to run away. But it seems like that's all kind of moving forward. Not as quickly as I would like, but it's moving forward.
Yeah. Zach, when you're on the big sets there, I know you're off now, but do you get time, or you just like work like a crazy man?
Usually I just work like a crazy man. But I've been with the same couple crews for the last couple of years, and now it's a lot more comfortable to be like, hey, I need a day off, go to this film festival or to shoot something or whatever else. And it's a little tricky because your replacement has to get COVID tested before they can come in, and but people are still happy enough to work with you if you're not a jerk, and I'm usually not a jerk, or at least I pretend to not be a jerk. So coworkers are happy to cut me a little slack and make these things happen, which is always nice. And
still with all the COVID stuff, is you have to go through all the same things are still right now in New York. But shooting has picked up though, right? Yeah, I think it's slower this month than it was last month or 2 months ago. 2 months ago they had 80 something productions, either shooting or in. Do they usually take a lot of breaks in April? Some of them, like the regular shows, I guess. A lot of them just wrapped. Like New Amsterdam just wrapped yesterday for the season.
I feel like the schedules are still wonky because of the whole.
They are.
Yeah, it's not like the old sort of traditional schedule for a lot of these things, even still. So there's a lot of kind of craziness with that.
Yeah, and a lot of things, that were supposed to start, beginning of April. Something came up and start in the middle of April. So. Yeah, I know years past there was always more regimented. Now, like there's so much more going on in like June and July, especially because I guess they were able to get it in during that time because COVID kind of went down, right? Yeah, but there's
a little bit of catch as catch can with these things. So when they can do it, they'll sort of strike because who the hell knows? I mean, who's to say there's not going to be another lockdown in 2 months for all we know? So you got to kind of. When you got to make the most of the opportunity when it presents itself. Well, you said you were working straight for 5 months. That must have been a good gig there, right? It was great. It was a great job. It wrapped up in the very beginning of April or the very end of March. I'm forgetting which, but it's not out yet. It's a show for Apple TV. We filmed it under the name Brightside, but it's going to be released under the name. Well, yeah. When I told somebody about the Film Festival, they thought I was kidding. I'm like, no. That was the film name. They're going to release it under the name Hello Tomorrow. So keep your eye out for that. I think maybe next winter it's coming out. I have no idea. Yeah. Yeah, that with those Apple TVs and the Netflix and all that, it's weird how they release things, right? It's not like waiting for movie theater. It is, and I've heard two different things. I've heard that they're just going to do what the Netflix model of just release it all and dump it all in one day. But I also heard that they're going to just do something like they released the first 3 to kind of get you in. And then after that, it's a week by week drop. So I'm not quite sure how they're going to do it, but it'll be I'm as curious as anybody else to sort of see how it comes out.
Absolutely. Yeah. So go back to the Banana Zachary. You said it had a nice run. It had a nice run. I've seen it many places. And it is a comedy. You do mostly comedies for shorts. Do you focus on, like, for the most part, like comedy film festivals or things that concentrate on comedy?
I'm certainly aware of it. I certainly, I mean, there are some festivals that I just know I'm not a good fit for. If there is no sort of comedy leaning or section or what have you, I won't bother submitting, because I know it's just, it can be great. It's not neither good nor bad. It's just not a good fit. Yeah. So I am aware of that. Sometimes I push it a little bit if there's something that I really want to go, or if there's like a cool place if there's a place I want to go, I'm more tempted to submit to the festival so I can give me an excuse to go there. So sometimes I push it with that, but I absolutely do keep an eye towards them at least being receptive to comedy.
What about you guys doing a drama, like a hard drama?
I want to. I really want to. Zach, the first thing Zach and I worked on was a short called The Barnegat Hangover, which I had every intention of writing a very hard-boiled, kind of old-school Agatha Christie type murder mystery. And it just morphed into, when you're born round, you're not going to die square. So it just morphed into a comedy and whatever. But I had every intention of being very serious. And one of these days I think it would be great fun to do something just very stoic and dramatic and what have you. I don't know if I can pull it off, but I think it would be fun to try.
Well, Zach, you almost had it with MASH. Just like you thought it was like scary and really horror-ish and dramatic, and then it's kind of funny.
Yeah. I never really figured out how funny the end was until I saw it with other people. But it was a nice, fun experience. Shoot something like a horror film, make fun of horror films, and then have a nice comic twist at the end that no one saw coming. And, it's been doing well. 60-something festivals. So
yeah.
And it was something completely different for me. I never directed a horror. I'd shot some horror comedies before for another director, but nothing on my own and with the actual time to make it look the way I wanted. So,
are you going to do another one?
I am. I'm not sure if my next thing will be another horror, if I'll do a comedy, if I'll finally get a more dramatic piece finished, written in fine locations. I have no idea.
Yeah, you guys should do a horror, because those horror fests, man, you go to those things, that they love movies, those people, and they're just all over the place. I just came from the New Jersey Horror Con and brought my students, went down for films, and they just had a blast and met people from The Walking Dead, and just it was a great experience. Those horror people are really, really crazy.
It's an intense genre. They do love it. I've been threatening to write a horror movie too. I have a cabin in Lake George that I've been dying to shoot in. I just haven't come up with anything, but I think that would be great fun to do something like that. It's trickier to pull off. I think maybe in some aspects, but I think that would be awesome. But I talk about it. I have to actually write something. I can't talk about it. I have to do it.
But yeah, that would be a great location. That sounds awesome.
It's a perfect. I mean, it is a cabin in the woods, isolated by a lake. I mean, it's perfect.
That's awesome. How did you go about getting your actress for this film?
This one, every single person in this film I know, I've worked with before. I think literally everybody. Zach, obviously. Robert Ryan Gibson, John Hebert, Kat Shakluna, Carol Lee, Claire Dill, the wonderful Claire Dill. I've worked with all of them previously, and I consider them all friends, which was kind of, I think, what we sort of needed during the timing of this filming. It was going to add another layer of difficulty if you were working with people who you didn't have a relationship with, because you don't know how there was a level of trust that was there, and everybody knew everybody was looking out for each other. And with all the pandemic stuff and all the protocols and this and that, it was, for me as a director, it made my life a lot easier to work with people I was comfortable with. And I knew they weren't gonna, they weren't looking for trouble, and they weren't looking to make problems. And, you show up and then the actress doesn't like what she sees, so she leaves. Like, all that stuff, you don't know what you're dealing with when you're dealing with strangers. And that's all fine and kind of part of the fun. But in this particular case, during the situation of the lockdown and the pandemic, it was important. It probably wouldn't have happened if I didn't know. I don't think I could have done it with strangers.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it was also good to see you guys live and in person at the Bright Side. That was fun.
Oh, hell yeah. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was a good time. And then that Sunday was nuts. We did really, really well. So I was so happy to see people again and be like, wow, we're back. So I'm excited for Point Lookout. Hopefully a lot of people, I know it is a Wednesday, but a lot of people are off. So hopefully a lot of people show up and have a good time and just hang out, chill out, talk, and get together and make some movies.
One of our actresses, Sue Layton, who played the bartender, she's from out there. She's supposedly bringing a whole group of people out there, so it should be a lot of fun. It's always more fun. People, you saw it at Bright Side. There's really an itch that needs to be scratched for these people. They want to get out. They want to do these things. They want to see people. They want to be exposed in person. So yeah, it's just a hell of a lot of fun. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it.
And we got a bar right next to the attached to a bar. That's always a good thing. It doesn't hurt, right? Doesn't hurt at all. Only thing is people get loud.
Well, that's all right.
But it's all in good fun. Yeah. So we have 3 sets going on all day, and then some fun, and then a little award show, and it'd be just cool to be in Long Island for a change.
Absolutely. I was there last week. My dentist is in Point Lookout.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Can't wait. I hope it's nice out. We're gonna go. They also have a brewery in Long Beach, so we're gonna hit that on Tuesday night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's so it's right in Long Beach, so it's not too far away. So we're staying in Long Beach.
That's the way to do it.
Because of Stevie and I staying in Long Beach. So, but when we were little kids, we stayed at his house in Long Beach. He had a house right there. So
okay.
Missed those days.
Lookout. I had a place Point Lookout as a kid.
Oh wow.
I was there all the time. Yeah.
It's such nice. It's a nice area.
It's an awesome area. Long Beach is awesome. Point Lookout is awesome. The whole it's just great over there.
One year we were there. The first year we were there, Ed Burns was filming a movie at their house. The people that own the bar, my Stevie's cousins, that Ed Burns, it was actually borrowing their house to film a movie.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, yeah. So it was pretty cool. Like, right, they had to stop.
We shot a lot. The Apple show we shot about a mile down the road on Lido Boulevard at the Sands Beach Club. They transformed it for the set. So I was actually out there a lot over the winter shooting, which was kind of fun.
How is it in the winter? Pretty dead.
It's cold out there. But it was cool. I mean, I love the beach in the off season. Even when I was there last week, I was walking around at the beach to myself. Felt like you had the town to yourself. I love it during the regular season, but I do also love it in the off season.
It's hard to park and go there. Like it's perfect time right now, but like in June, you can't park in that town.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. I have an aunt who has a driveway, so I'm good. But
absolutely.
But no, yeah, parking's a little tricky.
All right, so
train goes there. Train goes right there, pretty much.
It goes right to Long Beach, right?
Yeah,
and it's right there from New York City. So that must be.
We're already coming to the Point Lookout Film Festival. You can take the train. You don't have to worry about driving.
You do, and we did it. We had some people in the past come right from New York City. So
it's easy. It's an easy shoot. It really is. It's very convenient, actually.
That's awesome. Yeah. So, well, we can't wait to screen the films, and it was exciting talking to you guys again here. But happy to see you guys live and in person once again. It'll be fun.
Yes, absolutely.